It's a pleasure to have you all back again. As we prepare for Celtic's return this weekend, it's important to address the situation of a player who may not be returning anytime soon. And that player is Casper Schmeichel. Following yesterday's video, which highlighted the injury he suffered during the international break, new information has surfaced regarding the potential duration of his absence. Unfortunately, the news is not promising. So join me as we dive into this topic and others, including a figure who's been regularly featured in my videos over the past year, though it's not Joe Hart. Let's get started. There are several topics to cover today, and I hope to address them all before our live stream later on. So let's jump straight in. You might recall our discussion from yesterday, which focused on Casper Schmeichel, especially the injury he sustained during Denmark's Nations League match against Portugal the night before. The injury caused visible and audible discomfort, and he remained on the pitch for 15 minutes due to a lack of available substitutions. After the match, it was widely reported and now confirmed that he was promptly taken to the hospital. Schmeichel spent some time being evaluated at a nearby hospital, and today we received more updates that sadly are not encouraging. This morning, alarming headlines emerged from Denmark regarding his condition. Reports indicate that after his hospital visit, he was seen at Lisbon airport with his arm immobilized, visibly fatigued and anxious. The concern now centers around Schmeichel's situation, and the seriousness of the matter is clear following his hospital visit. Some sources reported that he was spotted at Lisbon airport with an immobilized arm and a visibly worried and exhausted expression. This raises doubts about the extent of the injury. Information coming from Denmark suggests uncertainty over his physical condition for the next international duty in September when the national team faces Scotland on the 5th. I voiced my concern about this yesterday. I don't believe this. It's just about missing 1 or 2 matches. It may well extend over several weeks. Some Danish media outlets are speculating that he could be out until September, which would mean not only missing the end of the season, but also the Scottish Cup semi-final and potentially the final, as well as being absent from the league flag-raising ceremony in August. That's genuinely worrying to hear at this point in time. However, I want to reassure all the fans watching that nothing is confirmed yet. Don't let despair take over. Stay calm. Even though the injury does not appear to be minor, we still don't have definitive confirmation that Schmeichel will be out until September. What we have so far is media speculation based on his condition observed at the Lisbon airport. There was a glimmer of hope from the Danish team doctor who confirmed that Schmeichel underwent a CT scan that showed no abnormalities. A previous X-ray also didn't show any issues, though he's clearly in pain following a fall on his shoulder. Further tests, including an MRI, are underway, and we're still waiting for those results. I imagine that we'll get the first official updates by Friday. Speculation about September is circulating online, but we won't know the full extent of the injury until the MRI results are available. For now, there's no real reason to panic. There might be updates concerning Rodgers this coming Friday, but for now there's ongoing speculation related to the September date that's been circulating online. The full scope of the injury won't be clear until MRI results are in. Nonetheless, there are no immediate concerns that seem too alarming at this stage. It's crucial to brace for the possibility that Casper Schmeichel could be out for the rest of the season at the very least. This scenario is certainly disheartening, especially considering the events that led to the injury. Earlier discussions about the offside rule and the delayed flag continue to frustrate many. Additionally, it's understood that Schmeichel likely has just about a year left in his career after this summer, having signed a 1-year extension which could lead him into retirement. So any time lost is deeply disappointing for him personally, and a setback for fans who have appreciated his contributions so far. He's aiming for the Golden Glove this season and potentially looking to break clean sheet records. With the uncertainty around whether he'll finish the season, it's truly unfortunate. There's hope that the MRI will bring favorable news. Perhaps, with some luck, he'll only be sidelined for a few weeks. But we must be cautious and realistic, recognizing that the situation could be more complex and might even require surgery depending on the results. We'll have to wait for Friday's communication. The anticipation is heavy. In the meantime, Vami has a great chance this weekend to showcase his ability and prove why the club signed him last summer. Although he's only appeared in one match this season, there's confidence in his preparation and training. Schmeichel's situation will be closely monitored and we'll provide updates as soon as they become available. Now let's shift focus to the international break and try to take a more positive angle. Let's talk about one of the standout players, Idah, who had a brilliant international break with the national team, scoring a goal against Bulgaria in a recent victory. Not only did he score, but he also made bold statements in his post-match interview aimed at his critics. He said, "I saw a lot of things online, so it was really about telling people to be quiet. I've moved on from that and encounter it all. The time, and I know exactly how I performed tonight." That is how you silence critics, by letting your feet do the talking. Naturally, I was disappointed with the first game, but I came in today and did what I've been doing all season, so this was for those who doubted me. His remarks were mostly directed toward national team supporters rather than club fans. Many might read these headlines and interpret them as general criticism of fans, especially given the criticism he has faced all season. Some of it also coming from club supporters. He has had to deal with backlash throughout the year and has navigated multiple challenges. As fans, we've always seen his potential to rise above these moments, even during difficult spells. That mindset is essential for the team, week in and week out. He's experienced highs and lows, and his form has been inconsistent. Consistency is key. He needs to prove he deserves a regular starting position in the attack. If he's full of confidence while playing for the national team, that confidence must carry over to his performances for Celtic silencing critics on both fronts. Critics are ever present, and in some cases, justifiably so. It's easy to imagine commentary saying, he hasn't made much of an impact on the pitch and that the $9 million investment has been a waste. These are valid points, and it's something he needs to confront head-on. It would be premature to claim he's been flawless since returning in the summer, especially with such a high price tag. That hefty transfer fee inevitably raises expectations. Had we paid $3 or $4 million for him, criticism would likely be softer. Some fans would be more forgiving. But $9 million is a large sum for a striker, something we've only done once before, and that raises the bar. You could argue that he hasn't yet lived up to those expectations, but there are signs that the potential we all believe in is there. Last year, his role was pivotal at this stage of the season, unquestionably serving as a turning point and the driving force behind the league title push. So yes, he's working hard to silence the critics with his performances. I'm hopeful that after the international break, he continues this upward trend and lets his actions speak louder than words. Now there's something I can't leave out. Something that may seem minor to some, and some of you may be tuning out at this point, but a well-known fighter is now proudly wearing the Celtic colors again. For those who know me or have followed me for years, you understand how significant this is to me. He's my idol, someone I admire above all else, and he's been in my thoughts since his first appearance at the club. He was at the stadium in the morning for a tour, received a jersey naming him the best in the world, and wore the team's colors the night before. The club has released a lot of content celebrating this new connection. He's a massive wrestling fan, and seeing him in Celtic colors just fits. The club's social media channels are full of great content about it, which is fantastic. They're making the most of it. It's fascinating how all of this started from what seemed like a small rivalry, and now we have this figure supporting us. I hope he enjoyed the tour. It looked like a fantastic experience, and I'm sure we'll soon see a picture of him with the league trophy in the background. That would certainly be a highlight. So yes, it's exciting to see him like this. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to show your support. I'll be live later on to talk all things Celtic. Until then, take care and stay well. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Glasgow is abuzz with whispers of a power struggle at Celtic Park, as reports suggest that Dermot Desmond, the club's principal shareholder, is calling for Brendan Rodgers' dismissal. The Irish billionaire, known for his strong influence over the club's direction, is reportedly dissatisfied with Rodgers' leadership, despite the manager's previous domestic success. Sources close to the club claim that Desmond's concerns stem from Celtic's disappointing European performances and a growing frustration with the team's lack of progression on the continental stage. Rodgers, who returned to the hoops in 2023 with a promise of continued dominance, now finds himself under immense pressure. Though Celtic remain locked in a title race with Rangers, the club's humiliating 7-1 Champions League defeat to Borussia Dortmund has intensified scrutiny. Critics argue that Rodgers' tactical approach is outdated and his inability to inspire performances in crucial moments has tested the patience of both fans and the board. With internal tensions rising, speculation swirls that Desmond has lost faith in the manager's ability to deliver at the highest level. Despite the mounting pressure, Rodgers remains defiant, maintaining that he is committed to seeing out his contract and restoring Celtic's European credibility. However, with Desmond's reputation for decisive action having previously played a key role in managerial changes, Rodgers' future appears increasingly precarious. The timing of his rumored rift is particularly significant as the club faces a defining stretch in both domestic and European competitions. Should results falter further, Desmond may feel compelled to intervene sooner rather than later. The Celtic faithful now find themselves at a crossroads, torn between loyalty to a manager who has delivered domestic glory and the harsh reality of European shortcomings. If Desmond indeed pushes for Rodgers' departure, it would mark yet another seismic shift in the club's modern history, with tensions simmering behind the scenes. All eyes will be on Celtic Park in the coming weeks as the fate of Brendan Rodgers hangs in the balance. Hello, fan! Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.